Back to Summit Sunrise. I am so pleased to introduce to you guys this morning the men behind the Lake Dillon Theater. Josh and Chris are here with us in the studio. Now this is a kind of a huge deal because I have never had both of them on the stage at the same time. This is quite the honor. So you guys are currently doing a behanding in Spokane. Now, Josh, do you have a part in this? What's your role?
Well, I directed the production,
okay.
And this is the regional premiere of this play. It's written by Martin McDonough, who is a very contemporary Irish playwright, although he writes, this is his first play that takes place in America, and it's a very funny, dark comedy.
Yes, it is. Now, Chris, you happen to be kind of the star of this show.
No.
And I must say, I went to see it, and you came out on stage, and I was like examining you, and I didn't know if it was you because like the hair and makeup were so ridiculous compared to what you look like now. And I was trying so hard to figure out if that was you or not. And I could not, I think it took me at least half an hour before I was like, yes, that's Chris. But I went back and forth. But an amazing show, very well done, and the entire staff here at TV8 Summit loved it. Now it is a little bit different than some other things I've seen.
You know, McDonough is known for writing shows that kind of really look at humanity, and he does it in a violent kind of way, but usually it's a humorous, violent type of way. He really looks at violence differently. And this show has, I guess it has some violence in it, but you don't really think about it as violent as you're watching it. And we don't want to give anything away.
Of course not.
But
and then you can kind of get a little gist of something just looking at that footage right there. But I wouldn't say violence was something that I thought of at all. I was more just thinking of the ridiculousness of it all and how much you reminded me of Christopher Walken while I was watching it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't intentional, although he did do the play on Broadway.
And I think just knowing that ahead of time, I was like, oh man.
And you know, I try not to. You don't want to imitate anyone, but there's one line that I say in the show that I specifically make it sound like Christopher Walken, just as kind of an homage. And I really only did it for a friend of mine who saw the show, a friend of ours who saw the show opening night, and he dared me to do it. And so
Now that's professional.
That's professional.
That is very, yeah. So now you guys, besides the behanding in Spokane, now you're always up to something because you can't just do one thing at a time. Definitely not. So what else do you have in the works for us?
Well, we're gearing up for our summer repertory season. This year we have some great shows, a very huge variety of shows. The first one kicking off is Xanadu, and this is it's the stage musical version of the movie. Can I say flop? I guess it's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, oh yeah.
But the stage musical version pays homage to the 80s. It's very, very funny. It was nominated for several Tony Awards. And we're excited to put it in our space. And if you've been to Lake Dillon Theater before, it's a very intimate black box. So imagine the cast on roller skates in that configuration.
Oh
so it's going to be a fun challenge.
They better be pretty good. Otherwise, they might be sitting in the laps of audience members.
And that wouldn't be the first time.
And so besides Xanadu, I know that that's not the only one that you have coming up for us.
No, we've got the beautiful musical called Kiss of the Spider Woman that many people know from the 1988 movie, I think, with William Hurt, who won the Oscar.
Oh, okay.
But it started as a novel, and then it was a play, and then it was a movie, and now it's a musical.
Oh my gosh.
And it won, it swept the Tony Awards that year. It won a number of Tony Awards in the early 90s, mid-90s when it came out. And it's the beautiful story that takes place in a kind of an Argentine prison and a relationship that's forged between two prisoners.
Wow.
A friendship that is forged between two prisoners. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful musical.
It's written by the folks that did Candor and Epu did Chicago and Cabaret.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
people will be familiar with that style of musical.
Gotcha. Okay. And then what else?
Our youth workshops start in a few weeks, and we're very excited about that. You know, we do 3 camps for 2 weeks long, and this year we're doing a really funny show called the, it's such a long title, The Hysterical History of the Trojan War. And it's pretty funny, and our educational director this year is Debbie Swartz, who's a local. She's been involved with dance and performing arts, you know, all of her life here in Summit County. And we're very excited about that. And they even got a picture. You guys are on top of it.
Let me tell you, those guys in the back, yeah, talk about professional right?
Absolutely.
And that registration is available online right now, and it's filling up fast because we're only limiting it to 40 youth per session.
Okay.
And the second session is, I think, full. So it's only the first and third session that are available
And
now.
what are the ages that you're?
7 to 14.
7 to 14. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying I can't purchase it.
No.
All right. Now, you guys, I love so much that you have such a wide variety for us, and there's always something new and different. And the Behanding in Spokane, how long is that going to be running?
It's only one more weekend after this. We have a show tonight, and then next weekend.
And Chris, may I just ask you what you did to prepare for this role? Because I've never seen you perform in anything close to something like this before.
You know, I normally don't like performing. I like performing. I don't like the redundancy of it, like every night doing the same thing. And so I kind of try to stay away from this stage unless it's the right role. And this one, because of circumstances out of our control, I had to step into the role because I initially was going to direct the show.
Oh, okay.
Josh decided that he would direct it, and then I would step into the role. But I got to tell you, I'm having the time of my life, and the 3 actors that are on stage with me are just blow me away with their talent. They are super professional, and I'm honored just to be in the show with them. So
It's really funny.
It really is. It really,
funny.
really is. It's definitely every show that I've seen at the Dillon Theater. It's one of those things that you get sucked in being in that environment, and you guys do such a good job of like really bringing it to life. And no matter whether it's Behanding in Spokane or something like Hair or Rent, I mean, it's amazing. If you guys don't have tickets yet, make sure that you log online. You guys have a great website.
thank you.
Very easy to navigate through and get your tickets and find out about all the stuff we're doing.
So check it out, lakedillontheater.org, and you can pick out your seats and you can get all those tickets for the summer season. Do you guys have like season passes?
We do. We have a Flex Pass, which means you can purchase it and use the tickets any way you want. So you can use all the tickets for one show, so you can have a party, bring your friends, or you can spread them out over the summer. We're doing other shows besides the ones we mentioned.
Okay.
We'll talk about later, but you can use them all summer long.
Perfect. All right, well, get those tickets now. And if you haven't seen Chris in Behanding in Spokane, it's a great time to do so. Maybe get out for Memorial Day weekend and enjoy a show. It really is phenomenal. It's an amazing job, as always.
Thank you, Ashley.
And thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
This is quite the treat for me this morning. We're going to take a quick break here on Summit Sunrise, but we have so much more coming up, so don't go away.